today?
Mr. Henry said he was going to Zoom in this morning.
That son of a gun, I'm gonna tell you what. Wilka, how you doing? I'm doing okay, thanks. They're mobilizing this week on construction. So what you're going to see is they're going to start putting a fence along the entire north side of this building. Instead of doing like the last guys did, leaving it open, these folks aren't going to take anything to chance. So there'll be a construction fence down the entire north side of the building. They'll use the north as the construction entrance. They haven't gotten me a schedule yet, Chief. As soon as they do, I'm going to get it to you, and we'll start talking about when we'll need people at night. As you folks have heard previously, there'll be some construction that will take place at night, especially in the public areas, because we are still using the courtroom. But their first and foremost is they're going to start working in the district courtroom and try to get it back together, and push to put that together while hanging some sheetrock on the third floor. But all that is predicated upon insulating the fourth floor first, so we don't ever have this problem again.
Are they shutting that street down or just the?
No, just the parking spots. Yeah, no, the city would not, probably not go for that. I haven't heard from them yet. I bet I would if we did that.
Oh.
They usually give us pretty free reign. Start shutting down one-way
You know what
streets.
amazes me when I go out there, when people go up and down the wrong way on that street.
Me too.
It just-
I talked to them about making it one way and they were dead set against it. It's like, man, you know, most courthouse squares are one way, not this one. All right, thank you very much.
I'm tired of going right down the wrong way every time.
They had that. All right. Y'all ready? Okay, at this time, we're going to call this regular meeting of the Hill County Commissioners Court to order this Tuesday, the 27th day of April, 2021. It is 8:30 a.m. We're in the Hill County Courtroom in Hill County, Texas. This meeting is open to the public, both in person and online. An opportunity to view this meeting is available on Zoom. You can go to our website and see it. Those of you on Zoom, welcome. Good to have you with us today. Record reflect that this meeting was posted in accordance with Texas Government Code 551, better known as the Open Meetings Act. We have a quorum of commissioners as everybody is here this morning. Good to see everybody. At this time, Pastor, can you give us an invocation, please?
I apologize. I've missed a few of these meetings, including last month.
That's
Honor
okay.
being home this morning.
Thank you.
Let us pray. Almighty and merciful God, provide your guidance, your wisdom to all who are gathered here this morning to participate in this meeting of the Commissioners Court. May everything that is discussed and decided here today be beneficial to all who live and work for and in Hill County. We pray for your protection and peace for all the men and women who serve in our military, and for their families. Protect also all of our sheriff deputies, police officers, firefighters, and all first responders. Bless all who serve in public office, including our president, senators, and representatives, judges, governor, and all who serve in our state, county, and local communities. May they and all of us serve and live according to your good will and for the good of all people. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, sir. If you follow me in the pledge of American and Texas flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
All right. Thank you all for being with us this fine morning. Pastor, you have a wonderful week. We'll see you soon. Miss Susan, how are you? You got anything to report for us this morning? That is a true statement. Miss Rhonda, you got anything for us this morning? I thought I'd start out in the audience today and work our way back inside. All right, good deal. Chief, how's things for you?
Looking better today, better than yesterday, so that's good. Our jails are 156, we're getting some people out this week.
Okay.
I'm doing the background new jail administrator. Our lot of experience with floors that will work out. Getting their applications, so I'm looking at that as well.
Good deal. What's happening with my constables today? Good deal. Kevin, Larry? Judge, you got anything going on? No, not too much.
That's it.
There you go. What's happening in IT?
As you all know, court, you guys passed the purchase for the cameras last week.
Yes, sir.
And so we have a NextLink technician here this morning. I was working with him already on the fourth floor report showing him where to install the point-to-point circuit so that we can get cameras up and running over to Urban Grove to the tax office over here.
Great, great.
So,
I'm looking for, I feel a little bit better about knowing those cameras are about to come online. I know those folks down there can handle their own, but I feel so much better having some security points down there.
absolutely.
Thank you very much for that. How are you doing this morning? Great. I woke up, I feel like I'm winning at the moment. You got anything going? Same old stuff. Hey, Judge Ton, how are you this morning?
Good, how are you guys?
I'm doing well. How are things over in the Whitney office?
Going well. They should have a functioning website hopefully by the end of the week. It'll just be kind of minimal for right now. We'll still be uploading a lot of our usual forms and things that we can point people to. So I've been working on that. We have free trials set up. I'm working on another dismissal docket, so we're rolling along.
How's your field training officer holding up over here?
Oh, he's doing all right. I'm trying
Okay.
to keep him in line.
Appreciate that. Commissioner Montgomery, what's going on precinct 1?
Oh, we're trying to keep on top of these FEMA projects we got going on. We got, we got a couple of guys out and tore up trailer. We should have a new trailer. They told me yesterday by the end of next week, so we'll be up and back going again.
I want to visit with you about that, by the way.
Oh, no.
Your decision after the meeting.
Okay. So anyway, just trying to keep up and get these FEMA projects all done. They're gonna be inspecting roads next Thursday from
Oh,
2015, they said. Susan?
Oh, my
Is that
goodness.
right?
That large project, that last one we closed down.
my goodness.
I don't know what we're gonna be looking at, but we'll be looking at it.
All right, there you go.
Whatever it is.
Mr. Crumpton, how's,
Road numbers upstairs if you need them.
I got it.
well, thanks for that, Commissioner. Crumpton, what's happening in precinct 2?
Still the same old, we're out doing some shredding, trying to clean up the bar ditches, getting a few complaints about cutting the wildflowers, but try to back off of those a little bit. Still hauling rock, replacing some culverts. And, they're calling for some rain this week, so a little rain wouldn't hurt anything, as long as it's not a lot.
There you go, there you go. Commissioner, what's going on in precinct 3?
Hauling rock, and hit the bad spots from the last few rains we've had, and working on the bridge with 3206, trying to get it going. We had a wall, the poor wall last Tuesday, I believe, it blew out, and so we had to clean all that up, start over. Got it poured yesterday morning, all that moves for the massive building. So we get it poured, and yesterday morning, Arlen.
Yeah.
New guy, he's out there taking out little kids, wedges. He pops one, comes up, gives him a nice little sexy scar right between his eyes. So,
Wow.
everybody's ready to get through this bridge. We are.
I can imagine.
Hopefully by the end of the week,
Is Arlen okay?
we're all right.
Okay.
Got a little neck here.
Oh, man.
Set beams on it this morning, so hopefully we'll be moving on there.
Wonderful, that'd be great. Commissioner Lake, what you got to report this morning?
We just hauling gravel and our bridge to nowhere is operational.
There you go.
They can, the two people who farm back there can get through there.
You might get 2 extra Christmas cards this year, you don't know.
I don't know. I think it's a waste of time. That's what it is.
I understand. Well, on this front, hey, you got anything for us?
Nothing.
Not a thing? Yeah, don't tell us how good you're doing down here. I gotta brag on you, you can't brag on yourself.
It's just
All right.
a lot of work.
Yeah, they had done a lot of work. If you guys hadn't had an opportunity, get with one of the clerks and go down and see the storage building over here, the Support Services Center. That is amazing how much they've done in a short period of time on organizing and getting us stuff. I know that Nicole's put in a lot of long hours. I know that Marshall as well, a bunch of other folks have. That's really coming along. It's exciting to see for the first time in many, many, many decades. We're going to have all of our records in one place, climate controlled, stored, organized. We can tell you what we've got, getting rid of what we don't need. It's just a great process to go through. I know it's a lot of work, but I really appreciate it. On the construction fronts, let's talk about this building first. They're doing mobilization this week. That means they're going to start coming in, putting a fence down the north side of this building, construction fence, the north side of the construction entrance. Getting together, scheduling, things like that. I expect to have several more conversations as soon as I have some time. So they're going to be working nights. I'll get with the chief so we can schedule having somebody here overnight. I know things are thin at the moment. I don't want to stretch you anymore, but their plan is to start with the insulation and then the district courtroom and insulate the 4th floor, and then start putting sheetrock back from the 3rd coming down. So hopefully we're going to get moving pretty quick. Worst case scenario, about a 6-month time frame until all the construction is done. So we'll have to live with it for a little longer, but it's getting there. I have 2 bids so far. On the Franklin Street, sealing up that last part, I'm going to solicit a 3rd bid and I'll come back to y'all. I have found another party for asphalt paving, and I'm going to talk to them regarding bids on both the Support Services Building parking lot and the Covington Street parking lot. See if they'll do me a favor. They've been around for about 50 years. We bid them at another organization. I sit on the board, and they were by far and away the low bidder and have a pretty good reputation. So other issues we've got going on out at the fairgrounds, we will not be using that. The hospitals informed us they don't believe they need the building any longer for doing inoculations or vaccinations. They'll be able to do that in-house. We're looking at our testing numbers right now. As those continue to dwindle, we need to have a conversation if we're going to continue the testing moving forward. Those numbers are getting pretty low. We're definitely not going to continue it over the weekend. But as we get to the end of this month, we're also dwindling down those stockpiles of goods that we had down there and moving those out, so that we'll have that exhibit building open for other things here shortly, I think. Of course, we stand ready to help the community, whatever means necessary to get the job done to help fight the coronavirus. But it seems like a lot of that is getting taken care of where it should be in the first place, which is medical offices, hospitals, clinics, things like that. They finally geared up, and we don't want to step on private industry's toes. So a lot of little things going on. Anything in particular you guys got questions about? No? Okay. We're going to move along then at this time. Welcome our visitors. You got any announcements or presentations this morning? Nope. We'll open forum. Anybody got anything they want to say for open forum, something that's not on the agenda? If not, we're going to go to the consent agenda. This morning, I have no pen. We have action on minutes of April 13th. Appreciate you, man. That guy right there. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, we'll take that here. We'll take that. I don't know if I told you that was a bad thing. Yeah, not quick enough. That guy was on top of it. So anyway, we have actions on minute of April 13th and 20th, 21. Thank you, ma'am. And invoices for April 27, 2021, payroll for April 23rd, 21, and our monthly report for revenue and disbursement, all of which you would have seen in emails from the treasurer's office or found in your packet. So if there's any questions on those, I'll entertain them. Otherwise, I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion for
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Any additions, deletions, or corrections to the minutes or any other part of this consent agenda? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion shall carry. I'm going to send these big packets around so I don't get everything confused like I do sometimes. I don't have to hear from Nicole later about messing things up. Okay. There. We have order number 1 on our court orders today is discuss and approve employee wage status changes. We have some employee personnel changes before us to make the world aware of. Kevin Haley is the sheriff's office, and we just had to correct department code on the jailer trainee. Ryan Moore is transferred from transport to patrol in field training. Congratulations, Mr. Morrow. Moreland Vernon Busby is on our SWAT team now. We appreciate him. Jerry Chiltwood, again, SWAT as well. So you guys getting that training. Oh, yeah. Then Kyle Neville and Mickey Winkle on there as well. So good deal. And Carlos Corrillo is SWAT as well. You guys getting a lot of folks trained up. As you well know, Miss Wendy Ellis has moved on to greener pastures. We have her final paperwork in here. And then Mr. Dustin Martin has moved on to greener pastures as well from he got hired by Cedar Hill PD to go to Police Academy. Congratulations.
We had a straight through the academy he's getting off our limit from online swimming, that's why I said
Well, good for a young man to make do. So anyway, that is the employee wage status changes for April. Motion to approve. We have a second. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, motion shall carry. Number 2, discussion and action declaring property salvage or surplus for Hill County. As you know, we have a ton of junk that came out of this building that is trash. I mean, complete trash. Under the Texas local government code, if it's less than $500, we don't have a duty to bid it out. I still think the best policy is to run these numbers, the inventory numbers, through court. So what we did is I had Lucio take down these inventory numbers as he broke up this plywood furniture that was ruined. I don't mean something with a salvage value. I mean things that were no way you're going to use it. It's junk falling apart. So we have the desks, we have their numbers, the inventory tag numbers, and office chair inventory tag numbers. I would like to ask you gentlemen to approve that as salvage property.
Motion approved.
Motion and second to approve the aforementioned salvage property. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, motion carries. I don't have anything to sell today, so we can skip that. I didn't know if we'd have a late addition to the agenda. We keep putting that on, so nothing to sell. We move along. Number 4 is our approved monthly report from fee offices. You'll see from the tax office, monthly income for the month of March 2021 was in the amount of $686,666.70. And then if you continue to look down, you'll see everything from our Hill County OSSF permits, which for the date, the total collected of $15,400 in just permitting fees for OSSF. That's something else. These codes really show you how our economy is coming back to life, but how our county is growing. So, and then through the rest of this, you'll see there's just a whole slew of different fees we collect on these, and you'll have a report on each one of those and what they're doing with it. So, okay, we got a motion and a second to approve the monthly report for the offices. Okay. Any further discussion? If not, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion shall carry. That brings us to item number 5, is discussion and action to authorize the Hill County Sheriff's Office to create a new position of patrol lieutenant, as well as precinct and support services managers paid at the same rate as captain, which established parity at that rank level. Chief, you have the time.
Okay, so like you mentioned before, the growth of the county. Really growing. With that, what we would like to do is bring back the position of control that we had at one time. What this would afford us is the ability to have an administrative supervisor during the evening. Overnight hours. We're looking at like a 4 to 10 hour day, and it would overlap and actually be on both shifts. So he would spend time all to patrol deputies. We would like this to be a new position, but if we feel like we have the money for it in our budget, if not, then we'll just do away with an existing sergeant vacancy that we have. But this will give us somebody at the administrative level there during those off hours when we are not present. So that's the second part of this is on our org chart. April Stoll is basically I keep dumping her. I added her. I don't know if it's highlighted, but I added her job description in here, and the yellow is what she does in addition to what her previous job description was. And what I did is I took away some of the things that former jail captain was doing. We're going to just simply take it on, do that on the jail as well. So put that in her corner. But looking at it and doing our org chart, basically the sheriff, me, then it's the operations captain, the jail administrator, and then our support service manager, which is able to show all our budget and stuff like that. The problem is that she's making about 3% less than her male counterparts, and so I need to get very for the officers. For her to carry to those positions. The jail captain, Kyle Cox, obviously was sworn, really looking at wanting to get a civilian, a true jail administrator in that position. And that's what we have high school, and so that will hopefully be a civilian position.
All right. So the first thing I heard you deal is you think you can take care of these requests inside of your current budget? So you don't need additional money from the court to make this happen. You just need our approval to run your business the way you see fit. Oh, you got mine. You guys are doing a good job down there. I appreciate it. And I don't have a problem with you guys restructuring where you add somebody with more responsibility. And I understand the same thing. We have to make a vested effort to make sure that we're paying female employees and doing the same job as male employees, the same thing as employees. It may have not been how all these things were around here, but it will be how things are going forward.
All right, motion.
We have a motion and a second to approve the request of the Hill County Sheriff's Office to create a new position of patrol lieutenant, as well as increasing 3% the manager's pay for, forgive me, I hit the flow chart real quick. Yes, April stole, but the actual position was support services manager. All right, any further discussion on that? Appreciate you finding a way to do it within your budget, so thank you. I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? Motion shall carry. And I'm gonna pass the order around. No. Yeah, go ahead.
Adding to the position that we're not giving any additional funding.
No, what Scott said was that he would, if he didn't have the funding inside of his budget from extra right now, that he would take one of the sergeant positions and turn it into a patrol position.
Okay.
As if he needed to do that. So
Okay. So that's what we're doing.
I think so. Okay. Number 6 is really, I kind of got the cart before the horse. So let's talk about number 7 first and come back to number 6. Number 7 is discussion and action on a policy regarding donations for construction of roads. Guys, we have several different things going on in this. I want to get us all on the same page, so it's the same way every time. My concern is that when we got different ways of doing the same thing, it's going to get us in trouble at some point. We're going to miss something. So Susan was nice enough to put together a draft policy for us, and it talks about under the transportation code, which is Hill County may accept donations of labor, money, or other property to aid in the building or maintaining of roads, culverts, or bridges in the county under transportation code section 21019. A county that accepts donations under this section must execute a release of liability in favor of the entity donating labor, money, and other property. That's in the code verbatim. Current procedure will be to deposit the checks into the general fund bank account under the project name and credit it to whatever your lead is, contributions. And the XXX represents, 01, 02, 03, 04 budget numbers. All listed contributors, amounts donated, road designated for repairs will be presented at the next commissioner's report. If the project is not complete by September 30th of the following the donation, the donor should be contacted to see if they want their contribution to carry forward to the next budget year. If the donor carries forward, the commissioner of the precinct should give a percentage of completion report to the auditor representing work completed in the project, because we have to report these things to our outside auditor for our bond rating. And if the donors wish to withdraw the donation, it will be refunded in whole or in part. So what's going on is we're moving forward, we're doing some great things in Hill County, and that is chip sealing roads, but it's very expensive and we don't have the money in our budget. But some people are willing to donate to get that done. And we've bought the equipment, we're doing what we can do. It increases it. I think it's a good thing. It's beneficial to all parties. It helps the county, it helps the homeowner, it helps the taxpayer. The thing is, how we're taking this money. Sometimes checks have been taken and they've been taken upstairs. And we hold on to them for 120 days. So we get to the project and accept them. Well, the face value, the check is still on its face usually for about 90 days. The other thing is, if we're just holding on that check and you go to do the project later and money's not there, that might be a problem. So what I am suggesting, and I believe the auditor's on the same page as me on this, is that if somebody comes to you and says, hey, I want to donate to do this road, and it's a project you think you can do, okay, great. We're going to take the check. We're going to take it up to the auditor's office. We're going to account for it. Then the treasurer will deposit that check. And in the next commissioner's court, we will have a list and an order that says, Joe's company donates X dollars to Hill County, and we release him of all liability towards this donation. Of course, we'll talk with our attorney about that exact language. But that is one of the things the code requires. The county accepts donations under that section, must execute a release of liability in favor of the entity donating labor, money, or other. We must. So we're going to get that corrected and moving forward. So we have a list that you're going to see in number 6 when you go back to that item. If you gentlemen adopt this policy, we will have to draft an order releasing that liability to stay in line with the transportation code. What I'm trying to get out here.
Make a motion without the policy.
Susan, go ahead. It's just draft. This is a draft, guys. We got other things we can put to it.
that last sentence, I don't know, what if you've done 20% of the road, how would we determine what to be refunded? If they so wish to withdraw their donation,
Well,
or do we want to, instead of September 30th, give a 6-month, I needed to read that.
well, usually, Mr. Crumpton, we're finished chip sealing by when?
Sir,
We're usually finished chip sealing by the middle of September.
it'll be probably before then, depending on the weather. Usually I try to finish up late August.
So,
September 30th should be the day of the donation.
Yeah.
I think it should work. I think it should work. And as for, completion, I would say if we've started the project, before September 30th, we went out and somebody, said, hey, gravel this farm road or this field road. Something we wouldn't normally do. And we started the project before September 30th of that year. So we started on the 28th of September. As long as there's been some start, I wouldn't see a need to refund the intent to do it.
We probably would want to change the wording last.
Okay.
As long as the project is started.
So if the donation carries forward, it should be percentage completion.
Aren't the funds encumbered at that point, if you started in the current budget year?
I would say they probably would be, or could be. Could.
We had to reserve the donation in the past. So we weren't allowed to record it as a donation. Leave it on our books.
Well, instead of complete, if the project is not commenced by September 30th, change that one word from complete to commenced. Does that work? That way you change one word, you change the meaning of it so that if they start the project before the 30th day of September in any given year, that can carry forward. If they do not start that project by 30th, then they'll do a report to the auditor of where we're at and where the donation, the donee wants, the donor wants to go with it.
And then I don't know, the last sentence, if you want to withdraw that or reword that.
If the donors wish to withdraw, I mean, it's got to be a condition predicate for it. What you have right now is just a period. If the donors wish to withdraw the donation will be refunded. Oh, no, you can't do that after we commence work on it. I mean, we've already committed to it. So I would probably strike the entire last sentence on this. Okay. So change completed to commenced and then strike the entire last sentence. And that'll give us a good start, and we can obviously build on that and modify it anytime in the future if we need to. We'll type it up real pretty, the policy on top of it.
I think the second line.
What's that? There's discussion.
I think the second line takes care of the last line. It says that if they hadn't been spent, then they want to see if they can carry on to the next budget year or not.
Yeah, I'd still strike that last line.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, okay, well, cool. And we'll strike that, change complete to commenced and strike the last line in its entirety. And that will give us a base for a policy, and we can obviously redress that policy anytime in the future if we need to. Motion in a second. Now that you've heard the amendments to this, is that still a standing motion, a standing second? Okay. In which case, I'll ask for any further discussion on the policy for donations for road construction for Hill County. If not, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? The motion shall carry. Thank you. Then that means number 6, accept the donations. So what we have at this time, and I don't mean to embarrass anybody whatsoever, but I have to read off names and amounts. When you donate to the county, we have to do that. So we got Jeff Riddell, 5,000, Dave Hamby, 1,500, Dave Hamby, 1,500. That's 2 different check numbers, by the way. Matthew Kudelka, 3,000, Ken Riley, 2,000, Jeff Warren, 2,000, Dan Kasich, 1,500, Kathy Burks, 2,000, Ray Vanek, 1,500, Tom Green, 1,500, Jim McCoy, 1,500, Metro Construction, 1,200, Jason McCarthy, 1,200, Austin Hemwood, 1,000, Raymond Bazant, 500, Scott Langford, 600, Lacey Sullins, 2,500, Ricky Sullins, 5,000, Blake Kettler, 2,500, Garrett Logistics, 5,000, James Garrett, 5,000, Anthony Beaverall, 7,500, Gregory Beaverall, 2,500, Ronnie Garrett, 10,000, Gail Kennedy, 10,000, Dudley Grayson, 10,000, Dudley Grayson, 5,000, US Ultra Homes, 3,000. And what that is all for precinct 2 in a total of $95,600 in donations. Precinct 3, Mr. Scotty Hawkins, we have contributor of Cody Cole, 1,500, Sudaria Smith for 1,500, Dana Thomas, 1,500, Altex Utilities, 1,500, for a grand total of 6,000 in donations. I presume all of those donations are to chip seal roads with all weather surfaces. So, good deal. That's the donations for you today.
It has been overwhelming how these people have been ready to do this. And I started working on this 6 months ago. And I told them that March, April, sometime we would be looking for the money to come in. And so I get it run through court, get it accepted. And they have been very, very nice about getting this done and helping me get it done. And that will help me to do another high traffic road that not many people lives on that road, but they wear it out a lot.
Yeah.
So
we're spending $26,000 a mile every other year to re-gravel a road. The chip seal just makes sense. That 26,000 is not just the rock, it's the time, the equipment, the truck, the trailer, the grader, the guys pay, the health insurance, it's everything involved in that. And that's a rough figure. And that number actually can go up if you go down to precinct 3 because it costs more to haul down there.
Yeah.
So
this only covers about a third of the cost for the oil.
correct. And so we appreciate these folks' donations and helping us move it forward. This is voluntary. No shakedowns, right? You're not shaking anybody down?
No,
Okay, good, good. Just have to say that loud.
no,
All
they've
right.
been ready.
All right.
They're excited about it.
I imagine. I'm excited about it. So, all right. Well, then do we have a motion
Make a
to,
motion approved.
we have a motion to accept the donations and release liability in favor of the entity donating the money. Is that your second? Okay. Now we have a motion and a second to accept the donations and release liability in favor of the entity donating the money. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, any abstentions? Motion carries. Moving on to number 8, we have heard from our county surveyor, discussed and approved payments to Hill Creek Ranch LLC for $4,530 invoice, 4997C395 Phase B and C, and 8,930 for invoice 499C395A Phase A. Jesse's gone out and signed off on both of them. He said we can go ahead and approve those invoices out of that escrow account.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion and a second to approve the 2 payments to Hill Creek Ranch for the aforementioned amounts. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, motion carries. At this time, pursuant to Texas Government Code, Chapter 55107.4, the Hill County Commissioners Court will convene an executive session regarding personnel matters. If we could ask almost everybody to clear the room, Mr. Gersh, you'll stick with us, and if you have somebody you want to stay with, you're welcome to have them here too. You're welcome to stay. See you later, Phil. You're welcome to stay. Come on in.